Now at 9, Spring Forward is upon us. We'll have details about its history. Plus, turns out the game of basketball can be played underwater. And a woman in Kansas City who has lived in her home for 40 years is trying to make sure she stays there.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
March 10th marks another day where Americans will reset their clock, springing forward an hour. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. March 10th marks another day where Americans will reset their clock. According to the University of Colorado, daylight saving time was first enacted during World War I by Germany in an effort to conserve coal. Daylight saving is not mandated by federal law, therefore the decision to observe the time change lies with local governments. According to the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, studies actually suggest that even though daylight saving time may save money on energy costs, it can be detrimental for human health. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney has a look at our daylight saving time weather.
All right, so starting tonight, temperatures do continue to cool down. Right now in the low 40s, and we're going to keep getting colder down to the low 30s. So it's going to be a pretty chilly night, and by tomorrow still a little bit chillier across the region. Everyone's looking at these cold temperatures. Now we will warm up tomorrow with some temperatures getting into the 60s and maybe a little bit higher than that. For the southern counties, we're seeing some rain still on the ground in Bentonville. They got a heavy amount of rain yesterday, but hopefully with the sunshine for the next couple days, it's all going to evaporate. No more puddles everywhere. We do have some more rain chances in the forecast starting on Tuesday and stretching out all the way through Friday. I'll have more details for you up next.
Awesome. Thanks, Lindsay. One Kansas City woman needs help fixing the house she's lived in for 4 decades. But because it's so old, it's going to take a lot of money. Julia Avery spoke with the woman and her family about why it's so important for her to stay there.
This home means a lot.
Ida Lewis is 92 years old, and she loves her Kansas City home off of Prospect Avenue.
This is central to the family. Everybody knows if you need somewhere to go. She is always open to anyone who needs a place to be.
For more than 40 years, dozens of her children and grandchildren have called it Granny's house. It was the spot for family reunions, weddings, and fighting for equal rights.
She has been very incredible.
Her children tell me she was part of several civil rights marches in Kansas City. She also helped start Harvesters and helped open several women's shelters in the KC area. Today, her memory is fading, but her grandson remembers the stories that she used to tell about marching on Washington.
She remembered having attacks from dogs and the police before having to do the March on Washington. She met Dr. Martin Luther King.
Me and I had a sister that went along with me. I'm very happy that I didn't have to go alone because I had never been to one like that.
After years of taking care of the children, it's their turn to take care of her.
I am really proud of my grandchildren.
Granny's house needs some updating.
The heat for the house is controlled by a steam boiler.
Okay.
The boiler has stopped working. In order to replace the boiler, it's going to take $30,000 to $40,000.
And they are hoping the Kansas City that she fought for all those years will now fight for her.
We don't want to go elsewhere, and we really want to enjoy being with one another.
Richardson says moving is too difficult for Ida because it impacts her memory issues, and her entire heating system needs to be replaced because the old pipes contain asbestos. Easter is right around the corner, and Firehouse Pottery in Joplin is kicking off the holiday with an Easter egg story time. Children of all ages had the opportunity to listen to an Easter story and then paint a piece of pottery inspired by the book. Organizers say it's a way for families to start a fun new Easter tradition.
I love reading the story with the kiddos and have them interact. It's so fun to see their ideas, and then it's great to see what they paint too, because they always have good ideas and they they don't worry about a thing. They just put their art out there, and it's usually pretty cool.
The story for today's event was Duck and Goose, Here Comes the Easter Bunny. Missouri Southern today hosted an archery tournament for local high schools. Around 900 students participated in the event from schools including Oswego, Riverton, Joplin, Neosho, Lamar, and Sarcoxy. Officials say the tournament gives students a chance to connect and meet with new people.
Just getting all the kids together. We see each other almost every weekend and we compete. We're competitors on the line, but a lot of the kids and coaches become friends when they're not up on the line and help each other out throughout the season.
The top male and female at today's event was awarded an MSSU scholarship. Scuba students at Calypso Scuba today showed off their basketball skills in an underwater basketball game. The purpose of the event was to have fun while raising money for local fire departments. It included stadium-style foods, a tour of the Dunwig fire truck, and of course, cheering on your favorite team.
We definitely appreciate the opportunity to get to come out here and meet the people and watch the game and take whatever donations are available. We definitely appreciate it, and we'll take good care of it and use it wisely.
Players' entry fee was $20, which included tanks and scuba gear. When you think of 4-H, you might think of animals such as cattle or poultry, but how about public speaking or graphic design? KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on how a 4-H contest tests areas you might not expect.
Because I love 4-H.
4-H is a popular after-school activity for students across the country. The H's stand for head, heart, hands, and health, referred to as the 4 squares of education.
It's just a great way for young adults to develop those skills that they're going to be able to need later in life.
Many people associate 4-H contests with animals, as many contests include student work with goats, pigs, and horses. A competition in Miami challenged students in different ways.
Some of those events include photography, public speaking, skill-a-thon, and also impressive dress is some of the categories we have today.
Gracie Smith has been competing in 4-H for 7 years. She is competing in several events, including public speaking.
I've gained knowledge on how to speak better and more knowledge on how to compete.
Others participated in photography or made posters to show off their design skills.
About where we do the 4-H, like after school, and another one was about how to feed my cat.
And while Smith is well seasoned in these contests, others are just starting.
It's my first year.
Those in 4-H recommend others learn more about the organization.
It helps them learn to be a better individual and be more active in their community and gain community service.
I'm going to have a lot of fun in 4-H too.
In Miami, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Many of the competitors' projects presented today will also be entered into this year's Ottawa County Fair. Coming up, issues at the border. Missouri and Texas win a lawsuit to keep funds going towards the wall. A federal judge has blocked an effort by President Biden to divert border wall funds to other border-related purposes. Both Texas and Missouri sued to keep the funds earmarked to build a wall spanning the full U.S.-Mexican border. U.S. District Judge Drew Tipton, who sits in the Southern District of Texas, handed down the ruling. He said the administration's plan would violate spending bills passed by Congress. The White House had hoped to use the funds to bolster other border needs. The judge paused his ruling for 7 days to allow time for an appeal. 3 U.S. personnel guarding America's southern border died in the line of duty in Texas Friday following a helicopter crash. 2 National Guard troops and a federal U.S. Border Patrol agent were killed when a helicopter went down along the U.S.-Mexico border near Rio Grande City at about 2:50 p.m. The helicopter was conducting monitoring and detection operations at the time. The cause of the crash is still being investigated. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden left Philadelphia bound for Georgia on Saturday. Election results in Georgia were so close 4 years ago. Former President Trump has found himself under indictment for his push to find 11,780 votes to overturn Joe Biden's victory. Now that both men are facing a near certain rematch, the two of them will hold events in the state that both parties see as a pivotal to winning the presidential election. Before heading south, President Biden signed into law a package of spending bills that has been passed by the Senate in time to avoid a shutdown of many key federal agencies. Former President Trump has his own dealings ahead of Georgia. A federal judge Thursday denied Trump's request to delay payment of $83.3 million to writer E. Jean Carroll in her recent defamation case. The former president has been ordered to pay the sum by Monday. The verdict was made official February 8th, and Trump was given 30 days to post a bond or cash during his appeal of the verdict. Lindsay is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, Florida is pushing back against spring breakers. We'll have the details.
Well, today was a bit cooler. We had a cold front come through earlier this week, so we are seeing those cooler temperatures, but luckily tomorrow they will start to warm up. It has been pretty clear though. Taking a look at our Cornell complex in downtown Joplin, it's a nice night. Bit chilly, but nice, and that's going to continue as we see our low getting down to low 30s tonight. It will warm up to see 60s, but it was a pretty chilly day. We're right about average for this time of year. We will see those temperatures warm back up, 60s tomorrow and into the 70s next week when we see rain. And speaking of rain, we had some last night in some of our southern counties. Bentonville got a lot of rain, but with the sun coming out tomorrow, it should all evaporate, no more puddles anywhere. Temperatures across the region are now starting to dip down to the lower 40s. It's 8:30, and as we get a little bit later into the evening, we will see those temperatures get down to the lower 30s, with our low being right about 30, 31 tonight. So pretty chilly. And we do see clear skies though. So that's a nice thing. It's due to this ridge that we have forming over our area that brings that sinking air and stability in the atmosphere. So we won't see any clouds, any rain, but a nice southerly breeze starts to warm us up. It'll come in tomorrow with temperatures into the 60s, and by Monday, temperatures in the 70s. Clouds roll in Tuesday early morning, 6, 7, and then we'll see those rain chances start to pop up. Maybe some thunderstorms a little bit later Tuesday night. But tomorrow, sunny skies by noon, possibly getting up to 50 with our high being 62. So let's take a closer look at what we can expect to see on Tuesday. 70s, and then the rain starts to move in 8:30 p.m. Heavier rain coming a little bit later into the night. Wednesday, still some showers sticking around. We'll have a clearing during the day, but we could see some later rain in the Wednesday evening, heavy due to that system just moving north of us. It could shift to hit some of our counties, especially in the northern counties. Thursday, we'll see some more showers, and they get heavier. We will see some isolated thunderstorms all the way through Friday with some more shower chances and thunderstorm chances. Then it'll clear out, giving us another nice weekend ahead. Next weekend, temperatures still in the 60s and sunny skies. So tomorrow and Monday, sunny skies, warming up, 68 on Monday, into the 70s all week next week, 73, 76, 75. Then it starts to drop back down to the 60s. Next weekend, still be pretty nice though. Last couple days we've seen lows or highs in the low 50s. So highs in the low 60s are not that bad.
Bright and sunny, and then warm and dark and dismal. I just can't make up its weather mind, can it?
I don't mind it though, because you know, you get a little bit of both. If you like the rain, we've got chances of rain. If you like the sunny skies, we've got chances of sunny skies.
Fair enough, yeah.
Everything for everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Lindsay. Coming up after the break, a rise in homeless deaths over the past decade. We'll tell you more about what the latest studies say. Miami Beach officials are cracking down on spring breakers. Not everyone is happy about it. One county commissioner says the city is targeting black visitors. Fox News correspondent Dana Marie McNichol has the story.
Florida is making it very clear.
This isn't working anymore.
And it's not us, it's you.
They are breaking up with spring break. Last year's chaos drew large crowds that led to violence. 2 people were fatally shot. Police made over 500 arrests and confiscated more than 100 guns.
We're a law and order state. Florida is a very welcoming state. We welcome people to come and have a good time. What we don't welcome is criminal activity.
Visitors can expect curfews, bag checks, restricted beach access, DUI checkpoints, and $100 parking fees, with strong police activity to stop the violence and lawlessness they saw last year. Not everyone is on board. A Miami-Dade County commissioner called the city's message tone deaf, implying Miami Beach was targeting black visitors and trying to make it difficult for them to visit.
Miami Beach is, to me, making itself out to be a place that is unwelcoming to a complete group of people during a certain time without regard to individuals.
Officials in Miami say this crackdown is against crime, not visitors.
We police conduct, not color. So if you decide to come to our city, we expect you to act accordingly.
But some visitors say they aren't going to sit this year out.
Honestly, I think breaking up a spring break's pretty lame, but like Fort Lauderdale's jumping, it's really lit.
I'm here on Ocean Drive, and this time last year it would have been packed on a Friday night. Now it's relatively quiet. The beaches, same thing. We're seeing mostly families. Some spring breakers we spoke to say if it does remain this calm, they're heading up north to Fort Lauderdale. In Miami, Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News.
It has become more deadly to experience homelessness over the last decade, especially in San Diego, California. That's according to a new study examining mortality rates in the country. Fox's Christine Cuomi looks into the study and shares more details with us.
Homeless San Diegans are dying at higher rates than a decade ago, according to a new study.
There's a really consistent increase. And it's something that I don't think we have observed in the past.
Matthew Fowle is the co-author of the study published last month in the Health Affairs Journal.
People experiencing homelessness are much more likely to die in all of the localities that we've studied over the past 10 years.
Fowle and his team looked at death records and medical examiner data from 22 municipalities in about a dozen states between 2011 and 2020, including 8 counties in California. In San Diego County, researchers found a 280% increase in the mortality rate of people experiencing homelessness during that period of time. That's a jump from about 1,100 deaths for every 100,000 unhoused resident in 2011 to about 4,200 deaths in 2020.
Many of the causes of deaths are preventable with access to stable housing and appropriate health care.
Overdoses from drugs or alcohol accounted for about a third of deaths nationally over the past 10 years. More research is needed to pinpoint the driving factors behind this rising death rate, but contributing factors mentioned by the study include changes in record keeping by counties and an aging homeless population.
This trend is happening not just in specific cities, not just in coastal large cities like San Diego or LA or New York. It's happening across the country. The most effective form of mortality prevention in these cases is preventing homelessness from occurring in the first place.
Coming up, could we be saying goodbye to TikTok in the U.S.? Lawmakers have the support to make it so. Attention all Lego and Batman enthusiasts. Warner Brothers, Discovery, and DC are marking 85 years of the iconic caped hero with an exclusive Lego set. Unveiled by the Lego Group, the Batman Gotham City Skyline set offers a breathtaking 3D recreation of Gotham City. This 4,210-piece set features iconic landmarks like the Batman Signal and Arkham Asylum. The Lego design is for ages 18 and above and hits Lego's website on April 1st. Fans looking to get their hands on this anniversary edition will have to pay $300. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Lawmakers passed bills that will prevent a government shutdown, but there are still more that need to go through. TikTok users went into a panic after legislation that could potentially ban the app in the U.S. gained serious steam in Congress. Lawmakers say that their proposed bill is meant to protect national security, but the company says it's a violation of First Amendment rights. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen is in New York with the latest.
The bill is adopted.
TikTok could face a choice.
Divest from your parent company, which is beholden to the Chinese Communist Party, and remain operational in the United States, or side with the Chinese Communist Party and face a ban.
A House committee greenlighting a bill Thursday, which would force TikTok to break with the Chinese-based company ByteDance within 180 days, or TikTok would face a ban in the U.S. The bill gaining support from both parties, who claim the app poses a national security threat.
We really do need to think about what are the national security interests.
TikTok slamming the bill, releasing a statement saying, quote, "This bill is an outright ban of TikTok, no matter how much the authors try to disguise it. This legislation will trample the First Amendment rights of 170 million Americans."
He said, look, in the legislation, this is not a ban, and so people can still use TikTok, but it's got to be in a trusted network.
Lawmakers were flooded with calls after the platform prompted users to contact their representatives.
We had little children calling into our office and others basically saying questions like, what is Congress? What is a congressman? Can I have my TikTok back?
Another member just told me that there was a couple calls where a young person was saying they're going to commit suicide. They got rid of TikTok.
The bill still needs to pass through the House and Senate, and the White House has said it needs some work before President Biden would sign it into law. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
The Senate passed funding bills to further avert a government shutdown Friday. The package of 6 funding bills worth $460 billion, passing with a vote of 75 to 22. Congress is facing a March 22nd deadline to pass its other 6 funding bills. The passage of all the bills would allow the government to remain fully functional. Daylight saving time kicks in this weekend. There's been an effort in Congress to abolish the practice of switching their clocks twice a year. Fox News senior correspondent Chad Pergram has more from Capitol Hill.
Time doesn't change. It's finite, the sands of time forever flowing. Yet Congress can change the time, which is why we change our clocks twice a year. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution grants Congress the authority to fix the standard of weights and measures. That's why the Senate passed a bill 2 years ago to permanently park the country on daylight saving time year-round.
Is there objection? Without objection, so ordered.
The Senate voted to abandon standard time, but it wasn't a sign of the times. With wars raging, illegal immigration surging, time expired on the bill in the House.
I think daylight saving times is the least of our worries.
The time is not, I think, not one of the ones that people would bring up as being a something on top of their minds.
But we do have a few other things that I'm really concerned about, like saving democracy.
But everyone complains about losing an hour when we spring forward.
I'm always afraid I'm going to miss church on that Sunday morning we make the switch.
I'll be catching a flight early in the morning on Sunday morning, so I want to make sure my clocks are right so I don't miss my flight.
That's why some lawmakers say halting the biennial clock change is an idea whose time has come. A bipartisan bill by Massachusetts Democrat Ed Markey and Florida Republican Marco Rubio would do just that.
It's hard on business people. It's hard on workers when you're shifting the time. There's a loss in efficiency and productivity. So, let's pick one.
But clocks keep ticking.
Father Time remains undefeated.
Except when it comes to Capitol Hill. Only Congress can turn back time, which is why 2 o'clock becomes 1 o'clock in the fall. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Still ahead, Lindsay has another look at your weekend forecast, and movies and series highlighting iconic music groups are set to hit the big and small screens.
All All right, so we had a pretty chilly day today, and as we warm up tomorrow, we're going to start off still a little cold. Temperatures getting into the 60s though, and it will be clear. Taking a look at our Cornell complex downtown Joplin, clear night ahead of us, and like I said, still a little chilly and some wind kind of picking up as we continue into the night. With our temperatures today getting right about average. We will see that change tomorrow into the low 60s, and by next week back into the 70s. Now, we did have some rain yesterday in our southern counties. Bentonville got a lot of rain, which is needed. We really needed some rain in the area, and we have more chances of rain next week. Temperatures are dropping across the region down to the lower 40s, with our low tonight being around 30 to 31 degrees, sticking with the trend that we've been seeing. Yesterday, our temperatures got down to 36. Today, right around that, mid to lower 30s. By midnight tonight, only about mid 30s. So not too bad. We're not seeing that Arctic blast that we saw about a month ago, but we'll be clear. And with this ridge moving into our area tomorrow and Monday, sunny skies and the temperatures do start to warm up. We'll get a nice southerly breeze, temperatures warming up to the 60s and 70s. But by Tuesday, clouds roll in early morning, 6, 7 a.m., and then we're going to start to see those rain chances pop up with some thunderstorms in the area Tuesday night. We'll take a closer look at that in just a minute. But tomorrow, sunny skies all day long. By noon, we're going to see temperatures right about 50, with our high being 62. So it will be a pretty nice day tomorrow and Monday, but chance of rain comes back in Tuesday. We're going to see that start to pick up a little bit later Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Light showers. We'll get some heavier showers in the area, maybe some isolated thunderstorms by midnight. Wednesday, most of the rain clears out, and here we have another chance of thunderstorms. However, right now it's going north of us in Salina and Kansas City. We could see that shift to the south and hit some of our counties, in which case we would have some isolated thunderstorms. So I do still have a 30% chance for isolated thunderstorms on Wednesday, just in case that system does want to shift. And by Thursday, more light showers move into the area, some more isolated thunderstorms, and that continues all the way through Friday. By Saturday, most of the showers have cleared out. We may still see a shower early in the morning, but it will start to clear out, and temperatures are sticking around in the 60s by next weekend. Still maybe a little bit cloudy though. So tomorrow and Monday, temperatures in the 60s, sunny skies. So it's going to be a really nice couple days. Rain chances roll back with some thunderstorms possible Tuesday through Friday. And then by next weekend, again, we're going to have another nice weekend. Temperatures in the 60s and mostly sunny across the region.
Looking forward to it. Maybe another chance for you to chase a storm or two?
Hey, I would be looking forward to that. I'm, going to be here. So yeah, if those thunderstorms fire up.
Hopefully no tornadoes. We don't want tornadoes.
Because we want everyone to be safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, Lindsay. Don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. Be sure to download it. Coming up in sports, it's the final day of the high school basketball season in the 4 states. Plus, Pitt State women's basketball tries to advance to the MIAA championship game. John Dales has highlights from that and more up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. A week ago, Pittsburgh State women's basketball lost 68-61 to Missouri Western on senior night. Now this afternoon, the Gorillas get a chance to avenge that loss in the semifinals of the MIAA tournament. Semifinal round in Kansas City, Pitt State squares off with the #1 seed, Missouri Western Griffins. Opening quarter of the contest, Karina Gerber goes to work down low, uses her strength, makes a tough shot. Pitt State on top by 2. We go ahead to the second quarter. That's when the Gorillas start to shoot from downtown. Jenna Shipley, she's fired up after hitting that three-pointer. A few possessions later, Macy Mays shoots from beyond the arc. Nothing but net. Pitt State on top by 15 at halftime. We go ahead to the second half. PSU goes back into the paint. Gerber again gets the bucket plus the foul. Then a little bit later, nice pass from Harper Schreiner into Gerber for the easy two. She scores 20 on the afternoon, and PSU dominates the number 1 seed Western 75-55. Brock Baldridge is in KC with the reaction from the championship-bound Gorillas.
Well, it's day 4 of the MIAA tournament, and it's semifinals Saturday as the Pittsburgh State women's basketball team faces their toughest test yet, going against the number 1 seed of the tournament.
It would have been really easy to say that it was a short turnaround. We're tired and we think we're in the national tournament. It just would have been a really easy way to be satisfied. And so I was just really impressed by how competitive they were today and how locked in and focused they were on small details that, we tried to get them at home last game of the year and we couldn't. They're a great basketball team. We are thrilled, honestly, to represent Pittsburgh State, our program. I think that they feel the love, and so it's just really good to be able to get back and let the fans enjoy this experience with us. It's what March Madness is all about. It's what tournament play is all about. You win in advance and all that stuff.
Pitt State has a shot to win the MIAA tournament championship for the first time ever in program history. The Gorillas will be right here tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the hopes of cutting down the nets. In Kansas City, Brock Baldridge, KOAM Sports.
Thank you, Brock. We now go to the nightcap of the MIAA semifinals. Pitt State men taking on Fort Hays State. Not wasting any time. Early minutes of the game, RJ Forney drains it from downtown. We'd see more of that. Next possession, Forney again. Same corner, same result. Forney hits again, then later in the half, PSU keeps feeding him. Forney goes 3 for 3 from downtown. Still in the first half, MIAA first-teamer Marquis English uses the left hand for the layup. That's good. Then on the other end, English with the rejection, swatting that ball away. Pitt State defending as well as it's shooting. Later in the half, Jeremy Shaw picks up where he left off yesterday. He beats the shot clock buzzer with a three-pointer. Then Shaw continues to stay magma hot from beyond the arc. Pitt State goes into halftime with a big lead. The Gorillas on top of the Tigers, 37-21. Now today marks the final day of the high school basketball season in the 4 states. We have one local team playing for a state championship. That's El Dorado Springs girls basketball, who makes it to the Class 3 state title game for a 3rd year in a row. Lady Bulldogs, though, fall to Fairgrove by 6. This was the 2nd year in a row that Eldo loses to Fairgrove in the championship. Last year it was by 2. El Dorado Springs finishes the year with a 28-4 record. And in Kansas, we're in the final day of state tournament play as well. Colgan and Fort Scott girls hoops both try to bring home a 3rd place trophy. We start with the Lady Panthers. They win the 2A 3rd place game, taking down Valley Heights 58-47. Colgan finishes the season with just 1 loss. That was last night, the semifinals against Wichita Independent. And the Fort Scott girls come up short in the Class 4A 3rd place game. Lady Tigers fall 57-50 against McPherson. Still, though, much to be proud of this season for Fort Scott. The Lady Tigers finished the year with a 22-3 record. 2 of those losses come in the state tournament. Back to Kansas City, though, in the MIAA tournament. It's looking a lot like we're going to see both Pitt State teams playing for a conference championship tomorrow. They're playing their tails off.
Girls and boys, both just absolutely amazing. Shout out to the women's team for that. Boys team, it's going to be hard for Tigers to, or who are they going against?
They're going against Fort Hays right now.
Fort Hays. It's going to be hard for Fort Hays to keep up with those boys.
Yeah, we'll see.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. Rock stars share their story on the big and small screen. Fox's Ashley Dvornik has all of this on the Hollywood Nation.
Musical movies and series take the spotlight in today's Hollywood Nation. The Black Keys are world premiering their story on the big screen at South by Southwest March 11th. The documentary, This is a Film About the Black Keys, follows the lives of the Grammy-winning rock duo professionally and personally.
We wanted to create a document that a fan could access, that could demonstrate, like all the luck and fate and hard work that played into the band.
Are we telling the truth, or are we going to lie? What are we going to do?
We're rocking out in today's first looks. Hulu released the trailer for Thank You Goodnight, the Bon Jovi story. The docu-series tells the living on a prayer tale of a group of guys from New Jersey who made their way to iconic band status. 4 episodes span their 40-year journey and also look at what's next, with interviews, personal videos, never-before-seen photos, and more. All episodes premiere April 26th.
Let's create a bar downtown where everyone is welcome.
They showed up in boots and brought cameras along. Prime Video shared the trailer for Friends in Low Places. This docu-series follows country music legends Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, and friends as they build their new honky-tonk in downtown Nashville. The 6 episodes also reflect on Garth's story from Oklahoma to Music City. It's available on the streamer now. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Up next, mountain lion on the loose. Residents in one California city are on the lookout for a mountain lion. The wildcat has been spotted multiple times in Oceanside. Surveillance footage from Oceanside City Hall shows the feline roaming the parking garage and plaza areas in Oceanside. An expert from California Department of Fish and Wildlife says the cat is most likely a juvenile. That's our time for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you with a video of the Copenhagen Zoo's newest baby elephant. Look at that little guy. From all of us here at the KOAM News Station, have a great night.